Hi there, this is me, Panache, your old buddy. Um, and this video is brought to you courtesy of my local library, or your local library, but actually my local library. So check out your local library. They might have video games now. In fact, my library has 17 copies of this game, which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me. Your tax dollars at work, but I live in the suburbs, so it's kind of an excess of tax dollars, I think. Anyway, Call of Duty World War II. The community kind of turned on this game a while ago. It was the Great White Hope for a minute there, and then it wasn't. But personally, I have some very mixed feelings. And initially, I redboxed this game. Redboxed and grinded it for a day and a half, and that was not fun. I don't think that was a good way to experience this game at all. I mean, the game's already very grindy, and that's one of my complaints, is that you start off very weak, you know, in terms of divisions, which I don't like that as a creative class system in general, but yeah, the divisions, like level 1 divisions are crap. They're terrible. And honestly, I think Mountain is the only one that I've got to level 4. I grinded that one, and I still haven't been able to prestige it. And I want to prestige it because I want the Dead Silence, right? But I don't know, there's a ton of like decisions that I just disagree with, or I don't know. And initially when I redboxed it, I think I had some bad connection issues for a lot of games, and then it tilted me pretty bad. And also I was stuck in my Black Ops mindsets in terms of sprint out and quick draw and submachine guns. In Black Ops 3 I do not run quick draw and submachine guns. I think there's better options. I think the benefit is marginal versus what else you can get with that point. But in this game, you know, you have 2 attachments. I can't say no quick draw, I'll take a perk instead. I just have to take an attachment. So in that case, the quick draw is pretty good on a submachine gun, and on assault rifles too, for sure. But so those were some mistakes I was making on that first playthrough. And then I think I also just got unlucky in terms of the lobbies I was in and stuff. And I tilted very hard. But this is a domination game. Initially I thought domination was bad in this game. By the way, free-for-all is terrible in this game. I don't think I've had one fun game of free-for-all. And that's what I played a lot of for my Redbox session. But anyway, this is domination. It's a competitive game of domination that we're going to lose because of kill streaks. I mean, debatable, but largely because of kill streaks. And I'll say, on that note, well, they get a supplied, or what's it called, the multiple care package kill streak, which, why is that still a thing? Like, come on, man. I was mad that that was a thing when it originated in Modern Warfare 2. I think that's the game it came in, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I was mad that the care package was a thing. I've always hated care package. Care package is a dumb kill streak, and I don't like it. But emergency airdrop is terrible. Continues to be terrible, and I'm just mad that like things that are bad, like bad ideas that were implemented, I can kind of forgive them the first time, but when they get brought back for the next game, then I get really annoyed, you know. So care packages continue to be around. I don't know, Ghost was the big problem in Black Ops 1, and that continued to be a problem in Modern Warfare 3, so I hold that more against Modern Warfare 3 than I do against Black Ops. Like, I can get understanding or not seeing the problem the first time when you're making a game and you're like, hey, let's remove stopping power. But for Modern Warfare 3, you don't have that excuse. Like, you saw how it worked, you should probably be, you know, have come up with something to keep that from happening to your game. And every game's had care package, so, you know, that's a losing battle for me, but I don't know, I don't want to like bash on the game. There's a ton of videos doing that, and I don't know, I could probably write out complaints, but I don't want to do that off the top of my head because I think that's not going to be I don't know, interesting or beneficial or whatever. But so what do I want to talk about? One suggestion I would say for this game, like one thing that could make this game play better, more or less immediately, is if they switched to 4v4, I'm sorry, 5v5 for public matches. That's not a popular opinion, I'm sure. No one, they would get a lot of flack for that, but I just think the maps, you know, would play better with one less person. You know, and perhaps it's because they were made with the pro game, you know, pro gameplay in mind. But anyway, it's just the case, right? Like the maps are very compressed, and they play pretty chaotic. And I don't know, sometimes you like that, but sometimes it's really frustrating. So that's one thing I would say. The other thing is, like, I don't think Domination 100 needs to be a thing. Again, I don't like kill streaks, so maybe that's just my bias there. But what does need to be done is that the UAV needs to be lowered to 400 or 350 or 300, I don't care. But there's no reason for it to be at 500. Like, the UAV gives you map awareness, you know, an awareness of where enemies are on the map, and it helps players play more aggressive, because when you know where people are, you can go push them. And it's not overpowered like the Blackbird is, because it just sweeps every couple of seconds. So you have an idea of where they are, and if they're literally sitting in a corner, you have a very good idea of where they are. But you don't really know where they are. So I would say the UAV helps aggressive players play aggressive, and especially in a game type like Domination, where you like literally have to be aggressive if you're losing. If you don't have that map control, you need to push the enemy. Then yeah, we should be seeing UAVs. I want both teams to have UAVs, right? Another thing, the counter UAV in this game. Why did you do that? Like, I mean, it's fine, and I know why they did it, because it's more like realistic. Like, but I mean, the UAV isn't realistic, right? Think about the kill streaks where you have to select where on the map to put them. Like, what am I saying here? You pull out a physical map, and then it has digital red dots on it. Like, you've already got stuff like that that doesn't actually make sense in the context of the world you're trying to build here. And in reality, Call of Duty really doesn't need to be a game about world building, you know? To a large extent. So, I don't know. I miss the old counter UAV. But, sorry about that cough. Anyway, I have been having more fun with Call of Duty World War II. The guns, you know, my initial impression was that the gunplay was really bad, and I do think that recoil in this game is an issue with the way they did it. It's very randomized, and like, especially with this gun. I like this gun, but this and like the WWII will just give you randomly very large recoils. Like, they'll have some predictably smallish recoils, and then they'll make big jumps. And it's not even that, it's like the very second shot could be a big jump, you know? Like, you can be pop firing at to your best efforts, and it still just recoils every single shot you fire, a whole bunch, like just if you get unlucky recoil. I don't think that's how it should be. There's also, the maps are very cluttered, ton of head glitches or head high cover. Lines of sight are just really consistently broken up. I don't know if I said this already, but on Domination, the maps can be really spawn trappy because you spawn so far back. The spawn is so deep. But, you know, they are still tweaking the game. The grease gun is a lot better than it was the last time I played it. The game just plays better in general. I don't know. I'm having some fun. I played one ranked match. We lost, so we'll see. I'll play some more, but.